Hey, what's up guys? Retro Gaming Guy here. So today in this video, we're going to unbox, demo, and review the EasySMX X20 Multiplatform Wireless Controller. Now, this, as the name states, is compatible with a wide range of different devices. So this isn't going to be one of those controllers that you can only use on your PC or you can only use on your Android devices. You can use this on Nintendo Switch, PC, as well as iOS and Android devices. So 4 different platforms compatible with this one controller. It looks like a really cool design. One of the other key features of this is that it has two-way trigger locks, and it also has adjustable Hall effect joysticks on here, which is something that is a must for me. I will not use controllers these days for PC. That's mainly what I use these for these days. PC, video game emulation, but I will not use a controller if it doesn't have Hall effect joysticks. It's just a must-have for me, especially because I love racing games. That is the best way to enjoy a racing game. You just have the best experience possible. So love that about this. Of course, the fact that this is compatible with a wide range of platforms, though, is a major advantage to this because you get more bang for your buck that way. But let's unbox this. Let's take a look at the layout and design and then test it out. All right, guys, here we have our X20 from EasySMX. We're going to go ahead and open this up. All right, so very nice packaging in here. So here we have all the contents of our package. Of course, the controller, USB dongle, which you can see right in there. We have a USB-A to USB-C cable right here. This is how you're going to charge this. Or you can, of course, because there's a significant amount of length, you can use this plugged in as well. And then, of course, we have our wireless controller, EasySMX X20 user manual. So this comes in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different languages here. Just going to thumb through this really quickly. Walks through, obviously, your layout of all the controls, which we'll dive into momentarily. Walks through your different modes in here, how to use your different turbo options, and then it goes into all those different languages. So very thorough there. This obviously crucial for charging everything up. Let's open this up. So here is our controller. We're going to set that aside first. Here's our USB dongle. And I love USB dongles because, honestly, I'm not crazy about Bluetooth, especially because sometimes I like to play on older PCs that may not have the most reliable Bluetooth or Bluetooth at all. So something like this enables you to use this on not only modern-day PCs, but, you know, older ones as well. All right, guys, let's dive into the controller now. So we've got our A, B, X, and Y 4-button configuration over here. The whole thing feels just like an Xbox controller. We've got a bunch of different buttons over here. So we've got our home button. I see the back button there. So for emulation, I'm going to probably assign home as my start, back as my hotkey, hit them both together for, you know, enabling your hotkey functions. That'll be to exit games, go back to your main menu and such. Definitely like the way that the controller incorporates all these extra buttons, though. It's going to be great for, you know, systems like Switch, but also great for emulation on the PC. Now, D-pad over here, very clicky. It feels really nice. It's a pretty thick D-pad. I'm going to try to bring it in there close for you guys. You can see very glossy, nice glide to it. Buttons, super low profile. I mean, take a look. You can barely see them peeking up over the top of the shell here. That's going to feel really nice, I think, in-game because you're going to have limited action on here. So when you hit your button, it's going to engage that much quicker because you have less distance to actually enable each button. So if you think of like an Xbox 360 button, those sit really high. They have a deep action on those. This, very low profile. I think you're going to be really quick with your actions on here. So we also have dual analog sticks. These are obviously Hall effect joysticks here. They feel very smooth. We got to test it out in game though. Up here we have our shoulder and trigger buttons, and then of course our Type-C port. That's how we charge this, or if we want to use this plugged in, we make that connection right up here. Now if we flip this over, I'm going to power this on so you guys can see the lighting on here as well. Actually, I'll do it right now. Just hold your power button. There's different lighting effects which you can alternate. I like the way that this just kind of runs through different color schemes, but you also see the backlighting on the A, B, X, and Y over here as well. So really a sharp looking controller. But take a look on the back side here. First off, we have our M1, M3, M2, and M4 buttons here. I don't use these personally a whole lot, but I know a lot of people that do, so it has your back here with those options and functionality. We also have our different modes here. So there's 3 different settings. You can pull this toggle switch over to the left, middle, and then the right if you want Nintendo Switch. Just depends what platform or device you're using this with. But 3 different modes right there. And then over here we have settings for our triggers. So take a look at the triggers right here. Deep action on there, no click or anything like that. But if we push this up, Now they're clicky triggers. So it just depends on the feel you're looking for. That actually feels quite nice. I'm going to have to try that because I'm not used to that setting there. I'm used to this one, which is, again, very much like an Xbox controller where you have that deep action, no click whatsoever. So it just depends on what you're looking for, but I love the fact that it's customizable and you don't have to go all in. You can kind of bring it right here in the middle a little bit, and you can have it a little bit clicky. Like, see, that's kind of clicky, but without the actual click, and then you bring it all the way up and you're going to get that clicky action. So, you know, you can customize exactly for the feel that you're looking for and what you desire, but I'll probably leave it on what I'm used to, which is that Xbox style feel. But we got to try this out, so I'm going to bring my USB dongle into the mix here. We're going to power this on. I'll actually pair it with my PC. We'll play some games and test out the experience.
Drop toe hold! He's not getting up. He may be hurt.
You know, he needs to follow my adage. He who runs away lives to fight another day.
That one stagger DDP.
The only wrestler I can remember that could hurt a guy like that was me. But Tony, I don't have to remind you how great I was, or do I?
What a move that was! He'll try for the pin. 3.
All right, guys, we jumped in here. We tested out this EasySMX multi-platform wireless controller today, and I'm a big fan of what this offers. First off, love the lighting on here. Obviously, I'm in a well-lit area because I'm filming. Really a sharp design here. Really love the bright colors that we have. I love the way that they alternate. It just looks super sharp. Now, does this have any impact on performance? Absolutely not, but it looks really cool. One of the key features on here, well, I guess we got to first talk about the fact that it's a multi-platform controller, meaning if you buy this controller, it works with iOS and Android devices. It also works with Nintendo Switch and PC. So no matter what you're playing, this is going to be able to be compatible and work. So you don't have to buy different controllers for different platforms or devices. This will work on all 4 of those platforms, which is great. Love that because you get more bang for your buck. Now, another thing that in the past I've never been a fan of because I haven't found the right version of it where it really feels comfortable. Low profile buttons on here. I showed you guys the side view. You could barely see these buttons hanging above the surface of the controller. And initially I was like, you know, that's never been my style. I've always liked the higher action buttons where you have to really push down to engage those buttons, like an Xbox 360 controller, for example. In fact, EasySMX has a version or a model rather, that is basically their version of an Xbox 360 controller. I have it, I've reviewed it here on the channel, I'm a big fan of it. It's very fun to use. I have a great experience with it, but I started using this and I love the low action now because this gets it right. It feels really great. You can hear the click on here. It reduces your response time when playing games. It takes less time to enable whatever function you're trying to enable with your button. It's just outstanding. And we have the same functionality on the triggers if we want to have them. So take a look at this one where I've enabled that function. Barely have to push that trigger. It's a hairpin trigger and it enables right away. So I'm barely moving my finger and you can hear how rapidly I'm able to fire with this. Whereas this side, actually I enabled it there. Let me disable it. This is like a typical Xbox controller where you have that deeper action. You really have to pull that trigger back to engage it every time. It takes a lot longer to do this than it does to do this. So different people are going to, crave different settings, but because you can adjust your settings accordingly on here, you can customize your experience. There's going to be games where I want that clicky action. There's going to be games where I want to have that deeper action over here. You can customize your experience, and I love controllers that enable the user to customize it to whatever game they're playing or whatever they want to get out of the controller and the overall experience. So love that on here. The Hall Effect joysticks are super smooth, very responsive too, so that's a home run. I like the fact that we can use this wired if we want to. We can switch the modes, as I mentioned, from different platforms on the back side. So if you're going from iOS to Android, just simply switch the setting on the back here and you're good to go. The price point on here I think is very fair. It's not going to be your cheapest option out there from EasySMX or for any brand, but $59.99. However, there's a 30% off deal going on right now on Amazon, so that drastically drops the price. So I think, and if you actually buy multiple controllers, like say you want to get 4 of these, you'll get a discount of like 3%, I think, for buying multiple controllers, you know, more than one. So love what they're doing here. I think it's super reliable, very high quality. At $59.99, it's worth every penny. But with a 30% off discount, I mean, who doesn't like a sweet deal like that? So it's worth it even more if you can get it for less. So love what this offers. Definitely click the link up here at the top of your screen, as well as in the description of the video, to get additional information if you're looking for a controller for iOS, Android, PC, and Nintendo Switch. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of this controller. And if you enjoy the content today, please give me a thumbs up on the video and hit subscribe to stay in the loop for all future videos right here on the channel. And if you're a wrestling fan, you guys know the deal. Check out the Marcus Buff Bagwell YouTube channel, where I produce all the content over there and co-host all the live streams. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one.